Hello, teacher.
My name is Miss Ona. What is your name?
My name is Tracy.
All right, Tracy. Okay. Let's begin. Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. What do you do? Do you work or are you a student?
I am actually a student and I study in APT school. I am now in junior high school.
Right. Okay. And who do you study with?
I study with my teachers and sometimes I study with my other friends too.
Good. And what are you studying in school?
Well, I study maths, English, and literature, but I also study some more new subjects like physics, chemistry, and biology, and other new subjects.
Okay. When did you start at middle school?
Well, I started middle school when I was like in fourth grade, I guess. When I was turned to fifth grade, I had to go to test many exams, and after that, I had like a summer break, and it was like a very relaxing day to express all my feelings after I did all the stressful exams.
All right, Tracy. Is there anything in particular that you like about your studies?
The thing I like about my studies that there are some subjects that doesn't need more pressure to work on, like music and arts, because you don't have to think much and you just like express all your creativity on a subject, and also makes you feel free about yourself.
Expression. We would want to make music from it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay. What would you like to study in the future?
I would like to study about more arts because my dream job is to become an artist. I also know how to draw very well, but not too well because there are some other people is better than me, and I don't want to judge too much about myself.
Very good. It takes time, practice. All right. Okay, Tracy, let's talk about restaurants now. How often do you eat in a restaurant?
I sometimes eat in a restaurant. Well, I usually eat restaurant when there's some special occasion, when maybe I'm kind of like not in a good mood and my father wants to cheer me up sometimes.
Okay. And where is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant is Pepper Steak. It's kind of far, but I like the taste, so I usually tell my dad to go there whenever I'm not interested in any homemade food. And when I ate one of those, I feel kind of burst energy. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And speaking of restaurants, do you prefer restaurant food or home cooked food?
I prefer home cooked food because it's a lot more cheaper, and because my mother's homemade cook is also very amazing, and she takes a lot of time to make it. So I also eat one of her homemade cooking because I care about my mom and the way she care about me, and I respect that too.
All right, Tracy. I'd like to talk about the news now. How do you usually find out about the world news?
I really find out the world news because I don't watch any news, and because of that, I rarely get any information about the world. But my father also will tell me about some news out there, so I kind of know some little information about the world.
There's some important
Yeah.
things. All right. When did you last listen to the news on the radio?
I never heard any information on the radio before because my family doesn't have that, and I only listen once because when I go to my grandfather's house, We also had a radio there, so I also listen to the radio, but I can't get anything in my head.
That's fine. All right. And okay, let's this one. Would you like to be a journalist?
I prefer not because I don't know how to take pictures properly, and I don't have the skill to be in a very crowd public place because I also have anxiety whenever I come into a very public place, and I also freak out and worried and sweat a lot, and because of that, I don't want to be a journalist.
So you prefer to be an
Yeah.
artist? All right. Okay. Tracy, now I'm going to give you a topic I'd like you to talk about for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Here is some paper and a pencil. Um, pencil for making notes. And here is your topic. I'd like you to describe someone who you think can or could communicate well with others. All right. Remember, you have 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you.
Okay.
I will tell you when your time is up. You start speaking now.
Okay. The person I think could communicate well with others is my friend Lingwen. When we first met was in sixth grade, and the school asked us to join in like some kind of activity. We will talk together and do activities together. And it was scorching hot. The weather was very sunny. Then I met her. She was kind of shy at first, but when I communicate with her, she expressed all her feelings. And why I noticed the why this person does it because she want to express how she feel about me and other people. She don't want to talk to other people how she feel because she is kind of shy. But I think she's not because she had a experience where people judge her and she doesn't like it. She feels off about herself. She feels like she don't want to talk to other people because other people never treat her well. So she only talk to me because she thinks I'm a good person. When she talks to me, she express about her feelings, her hobbies. Like she also had the same hobbies like me, like art, and we talk about it. We talk trends in YouTube, and I also like her because she's kind. She doesn't bother me. She doesn't judge me by my appearance or my hobbies. We some people have weird hobbies, but we cannot judge by people by their hobbies. We need to respect others. And why I think this person was a good communicator because she she talks very loud, and when in presentation she talks very loud. She know how to attract others people in a presentation. and I also interesting in her because of that. She's very good communicator.
That's wonderful. But you say she's a bit shy.
Yeah.
Um, all right. And do you think it is easy to be a good communicator?
Well, it sometimes not because when you're born you weren't like this. You have to learn by yourself. You have to start somewhere. You you have to talk to more people. You need to know more information about something, some subject.
Okay, Tracy, we've been talking about good communication, and I'd like to ask you some more general questions about this. So let's consider different forms of communication. What forms of communication, for example, letters or faxes, etc., do people use these days?
But this they use like in phones. They type in emails and maybe they just like text to each other. But the thing is that they also know how to type fast. Not like the past they used to write letters and give it. And when in nowadays people just need to post something on the internet and it just went in the social media or to other people. But in the past, people had to give letters to people, go to their location, or maybe they just use the old ways.
Very good. Okay. How are text messages different from letters?
They're different because how it's fast when transport to it to other people. And now they use when in the past they use letter, they had to walk to other people's house and give to them, or maybe the mailman will help. They just gave it to the mailman and he just transport to the people they wanted to give.
Takes a lot longer. Okay, let's move on to talk about communicating with people. Should parents or schools teach children how to communicate?
Yes, because some children out there was very shy to talk to each other and doesn't have the courage to communicate with others. So I suggest that school or parents need to care more about their children and students. That they need to be more brave, and they don't have to be cool to talk good. They just need to believe in themselves and just go for it.
Okay, Tracy, do you think children communicate in a different way from adults?
Well, yes, because there's the between ages about adults and kids are like more whimsical and happy, and they didn't really care much about the thing they were talking. They were like, "Oh, hey, I just want to talk to you. We be friends?" About adults that they talk about more serious thing, and they also know how to control their feelings and motivate when communicating. You know how to control themselves when talking, and they don't want to talk too much.
Right, interesting. Okay, so you're saying adults have a meaningful conversation. It's everything is meaningful,
Yeah.
and they can just become friends. I like that perspective. All right, Tracy, thank you. That is the end of our speaking test.
Thank you.